Honorable Chair and Co-Chair, my fellow speakers, my seniors in the audience, and ladies and gentlemen. Very good afternoon to you. Well, my presentation is on R&D activities on hydrogen in India. So, a lot has been said in the morning also by the minister that he is driving a hydrogen car also. So, earlier, basically, I used to write in my email in the end, I used to write hydrogen, the future is nearer. So since last maybe 2-3 months, I am writing that the future is here. So that a change I have made already. So as far as the presentation goes, national policy perspective, hydrogen production pathways, and then I will try to cover what CST is doing and what initiatives have been taken by the corporates. And later, just I will touch upon the what challenges and opportunities for the R&D. We have two tasks on hand. Our Prime Minister has given two tasks likewise. One is energy independence by 2047 and then decarbonization net zero by 2070. And parallelly, see, we have to work on, we have to source our energy from various sources. Like in the morning, Honorable Minister said that we are working on biofuels, we are working on CNG, we are working on basically this waste to energy, we are working on hydrogen. So a lot of things are going on parallelly, and a lot of support is there from the government also for these various projects also in this area. And this, of course, is well known that energy access, energy efficiency, these are the four pillars for energy for India. And as far as decarbonization path is concerned, we have this different like pathways for biomass potential is there. Then Dr. Balyan said about the coal. So we have to use that coal also through gasification route. Then falling cost of renewable, of course, is there. And to that, green hydrogen makes a lot of sense to integrate with the renewables. And National Hydrogen Mission was announced on the Independence Day in 2021 by the Prime Minister. Then National Green Hydrogen Policy was framed on 17 February 2022. And the second phase is likely to be now announced by July end. So that will also give some obligations to refineries and other industries also, like fertilizers and others. And what government has done, they have waived off the transmission charges. So this is a big incentive being given. Then as far as national policies perspective is concerned, I told you that the second phase is already coming up in July. And there is a target of producing 5 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030. So what hydrogen does is, it is a very good balance for using that renewable energy. See, you cannot have storage for the renewable energy in a big way. So hydrogen plays a very good role there as a buffer. And it can be used in transportation, it can be used in stationary application, it can be used for decarbonization and as a feedstock also and using capturing carbon dioxide. And what basically in this, I would like to add that there are already projects going on across the world. In Japan, already they are having 160 hydrogen stations. So they are directly going for hydrogen rather than natural gas. Natural gas, of course, is there, but hydrogen is having a bigger push in Japan. And they are also having hydrogen usage in the stationary application. There is a big town there which is operating totally on hydrogen. This is called, the form, that town is called the ENI form, ENEFARM. So now coming to the hydrogen production pathway, so a lot of work has been done. See, refineries are already producing refinery fertilizers. They are already producing hydrogen through steam methane reforming. This is a conventional route. So work is already going on to basically capture the carbon and make the hydrogen blue and then use it. And parallelly, a lot of work is going on across the world on coal gasification to produce hydrogen. Then methane pyrolysis, of course, is also one of the routes. Then biomass gasification, Indian Oil is working with the Institute of Science for producing this hydrogen through the biomass gasification route. In the morning, Honorable Minister also said about using biomass for producing hydrogen. So even the MSW which is there, which he was talking in the morning, that can also be gasified and we can produce hydrogen from there, so that also. And electrolysis, of course, is the main route for producing green hydrogen. And there are 3-4 different pathways in which electrolysis work. And the main topic which is being worked across the world is the thermochemical water splitting. If this succeeds, then this will make a lot of changes in the hydrogen economy. And hydrogen, of course, can be used for various applications, as I told you earlier. And as far as CST is concerned, CST is the nodal wing for Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, and we do a lot of funding for hydrogen projects in the R&D side as well as in the demonstration side also. And we interact with the various like suppliers of the electrolyzers. We are talking to them. We are promoting their presence in India, and having some joint ventures and other things. Then we are also doing work on the policy intervention to work on the pricing and other things. Not exactly on the hydrogen right now, but we have worked policy framework for the bioethanol. So because bioethanol is also being looked upon by the CST, and regular webinars we are having on various facets of hydrogen, like production, even production, storage, then transportation and other things. And we are also the convener for the ISO 193, which is an international organization for hydrogen blending in the CNG network. Now coming to some of the initiatives taken by the corporates, this was one of the initiatives which, when I was there at IOC, we took on the HCNG. So this was basically a process which is a single-step process where reforming is done and CNG is produced. Normally, in the conventional process, that's a two-stage process. So we have developed that process, and 50 buses were run on HCNG at Rajghat Bus Depot, and this was a very good, successful project, which was only completed last year. Then one of the big initiative has been taken by the Indian Oil again. So this has been funded by CST, where 4 different pathways are being studied, like biomass gasifier, I told you, then solar electrolyzer, then natural gas reformer, and biomethanation is the one where we are producing biomethane, bio-CNG, and then making hydrogen from that. And parallelly, work is also going on hydrogen high-pressure storage tanks also, where Indian Oil is working with IIT Kharagpur, and the tank has been already developed for 350 bar, and it is performing well. So these all will be studied there, and finally it will be going to a fuel cell bus stack. So this bus will be developed by Tata Motors, and the fuel cell stack will be developed by jointly with the IOC and Tata Motors. So this work is also going on, and in next 1.5 years, so this buses will be running. So 15 buses will be running on the roads of Delhi. And now some of the initiatives where Reliance, of course, you may be knowing that they are investing 75,000 crores. They have a target of $1 by 2030 for producing hydrogen. So that's achievable, I think, because see, electrolysis, a lot of improvements are happening, and the power cost is also coming down. So that $1 is possible by 2030. But the main challenges which are there are storage and the transportation and other things, which Dr. Balian also mentioned. And so GAIL, of course, they are also doing some pilot on the blending of hydrogen in the CNG network. BPCL, they are collaborating with Bhabha Atomic Research. So all the refineries they have already taken initiatives in the area of hydrogen, and they will be producing about 125,000 tons of hydrogen by 2030. That will be green hydrogen. So that will be used in the refineries. And IOC, of course, that project has been taken from Mathura refinery, and putting up a station at Kochi for hydrogen. Then NTPC, of course, they have taken a project in Leh and Ladakh also. L&T, they have signed an MOU with Indian Oil. Adani, of course, yesterday only there was a news that they have signed, they are forming a JV with Messrs. Total France. And HPCL, again, they are putting up some 2 projects on hydrogen, green hydrogen. These are some of the projects which have been funded by IOC, like HCNG project ICL, then demonstration of hydrogen CNG blends in heavy-duty buses. Then we have also funded some projects on natural gas methane, catalytic decomposition. Then hydrogen generation by thermochemical cycle, this was funded to a very reputed institute, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, Bombay. And there are some good results coming out of these projects. And design and construction of metal organ, this is one of the projects which is there for hydrogen storage. And this I feel one of the projects which we need to, if we are able to succeed in these type of projects, they can be a game changer, because hydrogen storage is the main issue in the total hydrogen cycle. And now coming to the challenges of overall hydrogen economy and what opportunities are there for R&D. Of course, one target which is there, $1 per kg. Presently, see, refineries produce hydrogen at about $2 per kg. But what we get for our research in the labs and other things or other applications, that's about $9 to $10. So the main challenge is there for the transportation and storage. So we will be able to produce $1 by per kg by 2030 positively. I am very sure about that. But then there are requirements for like scale up of SOEC is one of the electrolyzers which operates at high temperature. So there is a lot of work going on. See, current electrolyzers, the main the power consumption is about 4.5 units per nm cube. So that's about 55 units per kg. So SOEC, what the advantage is that it can bring down the cost to 35 units per kg. So that's the main advantage. So a lot of work is going on. And electrolysis of saline water. See, the second challenge in the electrolysis is the water requirement. So there also, if we are able to succeed on the saline water electrolysis, then that can again be a very good help for taking hydrogen economy forward. And a lot of work, of course, waste and MSW to natural gas to hydrogen, then some gasification projects, and as already I have told you that these two are the main challenges, transportation using using the CNG pipeline network, of course, and because the natural gas pipelines, they can take only up to maybe 10 to 15%. That's what the ISO is looking at, and this is likely to come in next 1 or 2 years. The guidelines will be coming. And high pressure cylinder storage, of course, these are all developed. We are trying to have it indigenously developed. Materials for hydrogen storage, this is a metal organic frameworks or metal hydrides. Then underground storage of hydrogen for hydrogen. Of course, these are some of the projects which have been taken up in the world, but not in India. Liquefaction is one of the area where like liquid hydrogen transportation is one of the popular things which are being done in US and even in Japan also. So this also can be targeted once the hydrogen is there in excess and we have to transport it. And then finally the fuel cell applications, already work is going on the indigenous fuel cell development, as I told you. And even industrial heat directly we can use these fuel cells. And pilot study for green steel is also going on. And electrofuels, this is one of the process where we can use CO2 along with hydrogen and we can produce syngas. And once we have syngas, we can produce any chemical like ethanol, methanol, and other things. So this also is going on for using basically CO2 directly. And CO2 to methanol, of course, is a well-known process. And if we are able to convert it to syngas, CO plus H2, then we can do, we can produce any other chemical also. I think that's all from my side. Thank you.